Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. Hazleton police arrested the suspect allegedly involved in the fatal shooting of a Hazleton teenager over the weekend. 17-year-old Stanley Jimson was shot and killed early Sunday morning in the area of Beach and South Wyoming streets. Jimson was pronounced dead at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, while 4 other male juveniles were also injured and transported to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Cedar Crest. 3 are said to be in stable condition, while the 4th is in critical. The alleged shooting suspect was taken into custody today to be arraigned at Magistrate Joseph Zola's office in Hazleton. At this time, their name and the charges on the table have not been released. 3 people are facing charges for their involvement in a Wilkes-Barre shooting. The arrests stem from several shootings that took place in the area since February. 18-year-old Dante Chalmers of Edwardsville and both 20-year-old Elijah Crawford and 23-year-old Asia Urette Mitchell of Wilkes-Barre were allegedly involved in a Tuesday afternoon shooting incident. Police were called to North Main Street near King's College for a report of shots fired. There, they found Tyvon Reed Sykes, who sustained a gunshot wound to the abdomen on Madison Street. Chalmers is also believed to have been involved in a gun battle near the Sherman Hills apartment complex back on February 23rd. He was charged with aggravated assault, criminal conspiracy, and discharging a firearm into an occupied structure. Crawford was charged with aggravated assault, while Mitchell was charged with endangering the welfare of children. A Kingston man was also taken into custody for his alleged involvement in the Sherman Hills shooting last month. 19-year-old Isaiah Dauphine and 3 other men were captured on surveillance video driving a Honda through the apartment complex on February 23rd. At one point, all 4 men got out of the vehicle and engaged in a gun battle with 2 other men. Police uncovered 84 spent shell casings from the area, where 2 homes and several vehicles were also struck by gunfire. Police arrested Dauphine and charged him with aggravated assault, illegal possession of a firearm, receiving stolen property, and reckless endangerment. He was arraigned and taken to Luzerne County Prison for lack of $125,000 bail. State police are investigating an attempted homicide in Plymouth Township. Surveillance photos were released of 3 men that were seen inside the elite club Foreplay just before a shooting early Sunday morning. They were allegedly speaking with the victim, 40-year-old Javier Bueno, who was shot in the head just above his right eye. He was taken to Geisinger Wyoming Valley Medical Center in Plains Township for treatment. Meanwhile, all 3 of the men fled the scene in an unknown vehicle. Anyone with information is being asked to contact Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers at 1-800-4PA-TIPS or online at p3tips.com. A Nanticoke man was arrested following a months-long drug investigation. State police and the Attorney General's office began a narcotics investigation back in November on 30-year-old Dario Gucci George, who allegedly sold drugs throughout Luzerne County, including the Hazleton area. He was arrested and charged with manufacture, delivery, or possession with intent to deliver, and criminal use of a communication facility. He was arraigned and posted $75,000 bail. Russia's attacks on Ukraine inspired one Hazleton resident to step up and take action. WYLN's Mackenzie Ocker has more on how you can do your part to help those in need.
Those in the Hazleton community are putting together a relief effort to help the people of Ukraine during this difficult time for them. A Hazleton resident has decided to take action and started the idea when she heard the news about the Russian attacks.
And the way we have decided in this fledgling group to answer Mr. Putin is to do our very best to send life-saving supplies, food, personal hygiene supplies, clothing, the list of things we want. We have about 100 items, and I'm sure that's not complete. We are going to fight hate with a humanitarian effort.
A meeting at the HIP Center scheduled for tonight about the relief effort has been canceled due to the weather, with a makeup date to be determined next week. So far, 1 business and 3 other places in the city of Hazleton will be taking donations after a launch date to be announced, but Maria would like more to get involved.
We want to have more sites for donations, and then we are working on getting a central site into which all of those smaller sites will be funneled. And from there, we're linking up with a group in Philadelphia that has right now cargo planes going into Lviv in western Ukraine.
One of Maria's goals is to get 100 blankets donated to be shipped out to Ukraine. Other items include non-perishable foods, personal hygiene items, and pet and baby products.
We are going to have to do this in the long term. It won't be something that's one and done, over and done with, as other outreaches have been here in the city. And that's one of the reasons why we need you as volunteers. We are so much better than how we are portrayed, and this is our moment to rise to the occasion.
It is very important now more than ever that everyone in the Hazleton community and area comes together to help those in need in Ukraine.
We need you not only to put your physical self into this, to donate material goods to us, but we also need you to step forward spiritually and ask for help.
If you'd like to get involved and donate, head to the Facebook page Outreach to Ukraine or call Maria at 570-459-5615. Reporting in Hazleton for Wyln News, I'm Mackenzie Ocker.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Hazleton City Council recently approved gaming grant applications for projects throughout the city. The projects include YWCA renovations, upgrades to a building that'll be turned into a homeless day shelter, and funding for proposed City Hall renovations. Council approved resolutions that'll allow the city to apply for more than $1 million in statewide local share account grants to help with those costs. The gaming grants will also be used to renovate a building located at 100 South Wyoming Street for the Willow Foundation's Heartwood Center. St. Luke's University Health Network eased up on mask requirements at their hospitals and other facilities across the state. Masking is now optional for vaccinated staff members unless they're closely caring for a patient. For vaccinated patients and visitors, masking is also optional during their stay or visit to both inpatient and outpatient facilities. Masking will be optional in charting areas, nurse stations, corridors, cafeterias, lobbies, offices, meetings, and lectures. However, masking is still a requirement for unvaccinated visitors. The American Legion Auxiliary Unit 360 is partnering with Second Harvest Food Bank to provide to military veterans in Carbon County. Food distributions will start March 24th. From then on, they'll happen on the fourth Tuesday of each month at the Weatherly Post home. The auxiliary would like for veterans in Carbon County communities like Beaver Meadows, Junedale, Tresco, Audenried, Kidder Township, Lehigh Tannery, and Eastside Borough to know about the food bank. Registration will take place on March 12th and 13th from 1 to 3 p.m. both days at the Weatherly Post home, located at 360 Veterans Lane. A minimum of 10 veterans are needed, so call 570-427-4527 for more information. Tonight is the final live newscast at our current location before Wyln's big move to a new studio and office. But in case you haven't heard, yes, we're leaving our current 10th Street location in Hazleton to call our new spot along State Route 940 in Ebervale, Hazel Township, home. You might even recognize the location, since it was once home to Zola's Lamppost Restaurant. Wyln will be joining several other businesses at the building as their newest neighbors. All that being said, starting Thursday morning, Wyln will be going off the air in order to make the big move, but don't worry, we won't be gone for too long. We'll be back to our regular scheduled programming next week, so be sure to check our Facebook page for all the latest updates to our timeline. Coming up on Wyln News, breaking ground on Schuylkill County's first all-inclusive playground, plus your favorite furry friends of the week. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Ezra. I'm 5 years old. So it's gonna snow, so get your jackets on in case you want to play in the snow. And if you don't want to play in the snow, don't get your jackets on.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Bar Bush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Bar Bush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
How you doing, everybody? This is Ricardo Santos from J Zapata. You remember this old monster? Well, we're moving into a building. It's a big restaurant. Come and check us out. This is what we had on our menu. Regular burrito. We have the taco americano. Let's go with the Mexicans. They don't have a sombrero, but there you go. Corn tortilla, gluten-free. This is the birria tacos, enchiladas, nachos, flan, 3 leches. That is right. Come at 620 Hillside Drive, grand opening of J Zapata Mexican Restaurant. Whoop, whoop.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, the all-new emergency room at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is nearly double the size. Our updated facility features all private rooms, the latest technology, and a quicker, easier check-in process. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your partner in ER care.
Ground will be broken this Saturday on Schuylkill County's first all-inclusive playground. Dustin's Adventureland has been working to build a playground that any child, including those with special needs, would be able to participate and play on since January of 2020. The nonprofit was able to raise nearly $400,000 through donations, kind contributions, and grants to move forward with construction at the site adjacent to the Minersville Lions Club Pavilion. All parties involved agreed to break ground at noon this Saturday, March 12th, at the Lions Club Pavilion on Church Street. The public is invited to join in on all the fun, drinks, pizza, and some costume characters for the kids. PSP Troop N's got 2 important 2022 camp deadlines coming up to keep in mind. 2022 Troop N Law and Leadership Academy applications are being accepted now through March 25th. The free 18 and up program provides an opportunity to experience a paramilitary process of becoming a cadet in the academy. Anyone interested can find an application online at patrooper.com. The PSP Troop N Camp Cadet 2022 open application period deadline is also coming up on March 31st. That's open to boys and girls ages 12 to 15 residing in the Troop N area and will run July 17th through the 22nd at Penn State Hazleton campus. The camp gives young people a better understanding of law enforcement activities in an atmosphere of an actual state police training school. Anyone interested can find an application online at troopncampcadet.com. If you've been thinking about adopting a pet, well, there's no time like the present. So check out the SPCA of Luzerne County for all breeds, shapes, and sizes of pets. The shelter has some more furry friends for you to check out this week. Everyone, meet Tara. This cutie pie came to the shelter as a stray and seemed a little scared at first, but she's coming around now. She had a dog's day out at Pet Supplies Plus and seemed to really like other dogs. She also enjoys meeting new people and squeaky toys. And up next is Gatsby. He's an active, adorable little boy with big, gorgeous eyes. If you're looking for a little fun in your life, think about bringing home this little cutie. Call 570-825-4111 to come on down and check out these featured pets and more. You may just meet your new best friend and give them a well-deserved forever home. Coming up on Ebervale's News Choice, we bring back snow and icefall prevention on this Wellness Wednesday. Plus, Leading the Way, Part 3. Stay with us.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Follow us on our weekly journeys through the backstories of those paving NEPA toward a better future.
Each night we'll dig a little deeper into the lives and goals of our local leaders, so stay tuned for the end of our news as we learn more of those leading the way.
Welcome to another edition of Wellness Wednesday. Thanks to our friends over at Lehigh Valley Health Network. Today we are on location at the Hazleton Health and Wellness Center with Shay Post, who is within the physical therapy department. First of all, how are you doing again, Shay?
Good, how are you?
Oh, not too bad. So today Shay is going to be talking with us about snow and ice fall prevention, since, we're talking physical therapy here. Now, Shay, what are the risks? I know we're in that cold weather season. Ice comes as it pleases, snow comes as it pleases. What are some of the risks of falling in either of the two?
So it's that time of year again. Luckily, we've been not having too bad of a season so far, but it's bound to come sooner or later. So we there are some things that we can do to prevent falls. So we spend over $50 billion every year on falls, and we don't really have to fall. So there are things we can do to prevent those. Some of the risks of falling would be, we're in a hurry, we're trying to get out, get our milk and our bread before it's time to, before that snow comes. And so being in a hurry could put us at risk for falls, whether we're in our 20s or in our 80s. So it's not only seniors that fall, it's younger people as well. Some things that you could use to help prevent falls, you have to watch your shoes. Some shoes have flat bottoms. Flat bottom shoes and high heels are not a good choice for bad weather. So something with more traction, like more wedges on the bottom. They sell traction covers that you could buy online, or I think even go over to the mall or Boscov's and pull over your shoes. That will give you a little extra traction. Some other reasons that people fall, we've been in the pandemic for quite a while now, and a lot of us have been not as active as, we are used to. So keeping our strength, keeping, in shape, making sure that we're, having visual screenings and going to all those, important medical appointments to make sure that we're strong enough so that we can balance, if we would need to, and catch ourselves. So those are some of the few things that we can do to help keep ourselves healthy and avoid those falls.
And like you said, falling isn't just an age thing. I mean, there's the elderly, of course, their falls may be a little more severe, but I myself, I've taken a few spills here and there, and sometimes people might not realize how severe that spill may be. So if someone were to fall in the snow or the ice, when is that point where they should say, I might need to see somebody about this?
So if you're if you fall and you're having pain, and then you should, call your doctor or go to the ER. We have patients that, can have concussions or hip fractures or fractures of the upper extremity. So don't wait, contact the doctor, get yourself to the emergency room, and get those taken care of right away. I do have a few other recommendations as far as trying to reduce some things to avoid falls. And those are to plan ahead. So when you know that, look at the weather for the week. If a storm is coming, try to do your errands ahead of time. Maybe keep the shovel and a bag of salt within reach of your doorway, and that way you won't have to go out on the ice. And planning ahead so that you're looking at the sidewalks that you'll be walking on to where your destination is. Pick a path that maybe the sun was shining on, and, so it's not so icy in those areas. And one of the popular suggestions that you see sometimes is walking like a penguin. So when you do that, you don't want to take, normally I teach my patients to walk heel to toe, but you don't want to do that in the ice. You want to kind of walk side to side like a penguin with flat feet and take short shuffling steps. And when you're getting out of the car, you don't want to get out just with one leg. You want to turn your body and plant both feet on the ground so that you're putting weight down through your legs and not pushing out so that you can slide. So those are a few things that you can do to help keep you safe so that you won't end up seeing me in physical therapy. So, okay.
And along those lines, too, we talked about traction with the shoes and the feet. What about what we can wear on the rest of our bodies? Would that help at all?
Wearing gloves is important because we don't want you walking with your hands in your pockets. If you have your hands out, then you could, balance with your hands. So those are just some of the few things. And you want, good fitting clothes, so clothes that are not, too long and that fit appropriately. Plan ahead. Have winter weather awareness. Look around you. See what the safest, pathway is to where you're going. Don't be in a hurry. And, if you don't have to go out and it's snowing and icy, then don't go out. Grab a neighbor, ask them to help you shovel or, run an errand if you need to. Okay?
All right. Well, thank you so much, Shay, for squeezing us in today.
Sure. My pleasure.
And thank you, everybody watching out there. Remember, follow these tips and tricks to avoid falling in the snow and the ice, and you could avoid having to see Shay over in physical therapy with a serious injury. So that's it for this Wellness Wednesday. We'll see you next time here on WYLN.
We're still coming to Jimmy's.
We are too!
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria. 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
We all need a midweek pick-me-up, and WYLN TV 35 is your home for good news on Wednesdays. All our good news stories will be printed in the WYLN TV Pennies Classified Good News Bulletin, distributed throughout the community and digitally posted on WYLN News Facebook page and on our website. If you have good news to share, contact us to be featured in our special Good News edition. Good events, good people, good jobs, all good news.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Jane Doherty's leading the way again into part 3 of this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's final segment of Leading the Way with Jane Doherty. Jane, looking towards the future, what else is in store? Any ongoing projects or goals, and any future ones you hope to accomplish?
We are looking forward right now to resuming some of the programs and services that were affected by COVID, and some of the things that we raise important dollars for with our telethons. So Hope Lodges will be reopening. There's a Hope Lodge in Philadelphia, and that's a place where patients and caregivers can stay for free while they're undergoing treatment. So not only is it a financial help, but the family can be together while the patient is undergoing treatment. We're hoping that all of the Hope Lodges across the country will be reopened soon. We also have a program called Road to Recovery that was paused, of course, due to COVID. And that is volunteer drivers will take patients to treatment just about anywhere. We have about 18 drivers in the Hazleton area. We also have 2 cars, 2 vehicles, one of them donated by the Rotary Club of Hazleton. And the drivers will take patients to local appointments at cancer treatment facilities or to distant ones, whether it be to Philadelphia or New York or Danville, Hershey, pretty much anywhere a patient needs to go. And the nice thing about our drivers is that many of them are either survivors themselves, or they have a family member or a close friend who is a survivor. So they're very empathetic, and there's a great connection bond formed between the driver and the person he's transporting. That's an important program. And something else that we hope to resume next year will be our Survivor Picnic, which we hold in conjunction with the Cancer Treatment Center of Hazleton. And that is a great event. We have a picnic in June, which is catered by Capriotti's. It's an outdoor event with a DJ, lots of food and entertainment, and survivors get to just forget about cancer for a little bit. So we're planning to hold that next year also.
Sounds like you have some exciting events coming up.
We do.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking with us all week, and an even bigger thanks to our guest Jane Doherty for coming in to chat with us. Have a great weekend, everyone. Best of luck, best of life. Good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next right here on WYLN TV. We'll see you next week.